This is Guardy with Clear Life Media, Clear Life Combat. I have a guest that's zooming in. I'm going to let them introduce himself. We're going to find out everything they have going on in an event. It's coming up quick. You're going to want to get your tickets. You can watch online as well. Hey, how's it going?
How's it going, man? How's it going? This is Naikoa, Spanky, Simao tuning in. Yeah, I got a competition, some submission 100 Pro 97. I believe I'll be going against Nate Hernandez. Just getting a quick training session right here at Duran Brothers. Yeah, just wrapping up a little camp that we got going on. Yeah, I'm ready to go, man. Super excited.
If somebody hasn't seen you compete before, they haven't had a chance to watch you fight MMA before, I guess describe your style when it comes to grappling, fighting, and just mentality in life.
I think that mentality, like coming from where I come from and my environment, it's allowed me to have that chip on my shoulder to prove myself. Right, I always constantly have to prove myself, prove that I belong. And yeah, I mean, as far as my style, people like to label me as a wrestler. I don't believe so. I believe I'm a martial artist. I practice each art on its own, and it's allowed me to transcend my game to a whole nother level. Definitely believe that my jujitsu is just as good as my wrestling, as well as my striking. I'm pretty well-rounded in all areas of my game, and yeah, man, the world will eventually see what I have to offer. You know, I'm making a name for myself. I'm just a small town kid from the west side of Kauai. So yeah.
Yeah. Where is that in Hawaii?
Yeah, that's in Hawaii. I was born and raised on the west side of Kauai. I'm from a small town called Hanapepe. Uh, yeah, a lot of fighting going on, a lot of street fighting. I think that's what gravitated me towards fighting is the street fighting. Kind of had to hold my own growing up at a young age. You know, bullying was very common, and yeah, man, like growing up, you had to figure it out if you had it or you didn't. You know, I'm sure you guys hear like Max Holloway. You know, he got into fighting because just his environment. You know what I mean? And that's how the culture is. You know, if you have a problem, we don't resort to guns or knives or none of that. It's you got a problem one on one. That's it. That's the Hawaiian way. That's the culture. That's the style.
Yes. So right now, I think that you are training out of the Rio Grande Valley down there in
Yeah,
Texas, right?
yeah, yes, sir.
How'd you end up down there?
So originally, I graduated in 2023. I was NCAA All American. I wrestled collegiately, and then after my run in college, I came down to the valley. I met a bunch of guys. They've introduced me down here, and then they've transcended my game like to wrestling to mixed martial arts. I have really good coaches behind me, and ever since then, I just moved down here, and I was just like, why not? Give it a chance. It was either go back home to Hawaii or chase a dream and go full steam ahead for it. So yeah.
Yeah. What is the dream for you?
The dream, man, the dream is, first and foremost, get that Fury strap. I want to get that strap and then make it to the UFC eventually. I mean, it's all in God's plan. Right now, I'm coaching too. If there's a career path for me to just coach and help kids get to the next level in wrestling, like I'm fine with that too. You know what I mean? So I didn't completely put my identity in fighting. That's why I went to school and I did what I did. So if something doesn't work out, because eventually, like you can't fight forever. You know what I mean? And yeah, if fighting doesn't work out, man, I'm happy to help kids and get kids to where they need to be, and ultimately make them better than I ever was. So
Yeah.
yeah,
So, obviously you said you get labeled a wrestler, but you are a high level wrestler.
yeah.
Whenever it comes to grappling and jiu-jitsu, I mean, how much do you specialize in that as well? Or, I mean, do you think people underestimate your jiu-jitsu or especially when it comes to a match where it's a grappling match like Sub Hunter?
Yeah, absolutely. I think people underrate me with my jiu-jitsu. I'm very, like I mentioned, skillful in all areas of my game. I have a really good coach that I trust. His name is Jesus Gutierrez. His gym name is I train under Arete Jiu-Jitsu. Um, I'm not sure the meaning of it. Arete, I think it's like excellence or something like that. So me training under him, he demands that out of me, and he's labeled me, like not labeled me, but he's kept me at a blue belt for a while, and because he demands perfection out of me, even though we're never gonna reach that, right? But I said I'm happy to train under him, and I'm happy to be held at such a high standard. You know what I mean? I'm not in no rush in this game, and I want to be the best I can possibly be in jiu-jitsu, in my striking, in my wrestling. So yeah,
You are competing against Nate Hernandez, and
yeah,
it's for a title. It's a brown belt
yeah.
title, Submission Hunter Pro. I mean, that's
hmm
honestly a pretty big deal. You know, how do you see the fight going? Do you know anything about Nate Hernandez, and what kind of predictions do you have?
Actually, yeah. One of my buddies right now, I'm training with him under his gym. It's called Duran Brothers BJJ. Just finishing out a session. My buddy Eric, that's been helping me out with my camp. Eric, say what's up. I'm on Clear Light Media. Yeah. So that's Eric right over here. Yeah, he's been. I don't know if you saw him, but he's been helping me out with my camp. He's actually competed against Nate at ADCC at an open, and he's beat Nate, and he's just giving me a few pointers, helping me out as far as game planning and getting ready. I think as far as the Submission Hunter Pro, I mean, it's just another competition. It's just something that I do on the daily. I'm not gonna make a big deal out of it. There's no pressure on me, like I said. Like, I just got the opportunity from Eric, and I show up, I answer the call, and there's no game plan. I'm just gonna let it fly, man.
Yeah.
Win or learn, like it's all experience for me, and there's no pressure on me. I have everything to win and nothing to lose. That's my mentality going into this. So.
Hey, talk to me about Fury. What's it like fighting for them? What's been your experience with the promotion and just in the cage?
Fury's been good. Actually, I've been having a hard time getting some competition. I think when I first started, right when I first started out, can you see me? Sorry, can
Yeah.
you see me? I believe I cut off.
No, I can see you.
Yeah. So I believe when I first started out, we had a hard time getting some fights. I believe like 4 or 5 opponents pulled out, so it was very tough. And then leading up 2 weeks prior to my first fight, I believe last year of October, we had a fight set up. I believe a catch weight at 140, and then he ended up pulling out the week of the fight. And then I got a week replacement. I was like, whatever. And then I actually just recently fought Houston Marza last year around November 17th, I believe. And man, that kid was tough, man. He gave me a run for my money. And yeah, yeah, man. Hopefully in the future we can run it back somewhere down the line. But yeah, that was my most recent fight. And as far as Fury, the promotion, man, it's honestly it's the real deal. I feel like even as an amateur or a pro, it's the UFC before the UFC. So there's no jokes in that promotion. And I'm just happy to fight for them and hopefully make it out of there for them.
Yeah, I saw that was the fight of the night. Houston Marza and you
Yeah.
put on the fight of the night, and I guess is that the goal? You know, every time you step in the cage, obviously get the victory, but
Yeah.
fight of the night.
Yeah, man. I always step in there. I want to entertain the people. I want to give the people what they want to see. They pay a lot of money to come see us, see the fighters put it all on the line. I want to fight. I want to put fight on the night, but I also want to dominate as well.
Yeah.
As far as that last fight, I felt like I didn't really get to showcase what I'm truly about, but eventually in due time, people will see. So yeah.
Yeah. You think people, I mean, are hesitant to accept a fight with you, I guess, just because of your background and experience and the level of combat that you bring? Or why is that?
Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry about that. I mean,
Just saying, why is that? You think, why is it hard to find a fight?
Um, I guess I mean I would say wrestling. Wrestling's king, especially in MMA. You look at all the guys that hold the belt in UFC. I think majority of them have a wrestling background for sure. But like I said, I was able to pick up my striking, my jiu-jitsu, my striking. I've learned a lot from Isaac Moreno. He's taught me a lot, definitely in the striking department. He's 6-0 professional fighter, fights for Fury. And then, like I said, Jesse Gutierrez. He has a good background in jiu-jitsu and very fundamentally sound. And then I just been able to use my wrestling mindset and everything to transcend and put that mindset towards other areas of my game. And it's just been an easy transition. So I think that's what makes me a threat, that I'm able to adapt, I'm able to learn, and I'm able to improvise.
Yeah. One thing I want to mention something about Houston. You know, he's from. I've had the chance to train with him one time, and he's from Galveston, which we're in League City, so it's it's pretty much the same like all these towns over here.
Yeah.
I mean, he's very talented, young and hungry. So, he's had a hard time finding a fight too.
Yeah.
But no, he has a bright future, as well. So, shout out to him.
For sure. For
Yeah.
sure. I give that kid the most respect, man. Like I said, I was doing kickboxing originally. I was able to knock out all my opponents. And then my first fight, I was able to sub my opponent. He was actually the first guy that brought me all 3 rounds. So yeah. So
Yeah.
all 3 rounds in my fight career. as far as making it competitive. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I've ever made it all 3 rounds, it's me dominating, or it's me knocking them out, or something like that. So, and a lot of people don't know that about me, man. I started kickboxing. My first AMI fights of fighting was me not relying on my wrestling, was me relying on my striking, or not my grappling either, So I started kickboxing first, and yeah, it's definitely like helped me
Yeah.
for sure.
We just covered an event. Christian Maldonado trains down there at Primetime Moreno, and he was over
Yeah,
there cornering him as well. Had a
yeah.
fight that it got kind of brutal. I don't know. Did you see any clips or
Yeah,
pictures,
yeah,
anything?
yeah, yeah, yeah. I saw it, man. I watched it, and man, Christian's a really good point fighter. It was a bloody bath, man. It was good. I mean, people were talking about that knee that hit clean. I just like I don't think so. I think, in my opinion, what happened was that the ref made the right call, and it's the amateurs. These guys got a long career ahead of them, and you don't want to cut it short off of just some AMI fight that doesn't count at the moment.
Right.
To me, this is all reps. This is all reps for the
Right.
big show, and like I felt like the ref did the right thing. People can disagree, but I could care less about their opinion.
Right. No, I agree with you. Jonathan Shirk, he's tough. I've seen him fight multiple times, and he
Yeah,
didn't want the fight to stop, but they had already looked at that cut multiple times, brought the doctor
yeah,
in. There was a cornerman he's a great cornerman, Cutman Sean. He is working on him through the whole fight, and I think they had just seen enough. You don't want to, it was talking to the cut man. He was like, that's probably the worst cut I've ever seen and ever worked on.
yeah,
That's what he said, his words. So,
yeah,
shout out to the
yeah.
Valley putting out some fighters.
Put it out, yeah, man. We put it on for the RGV. We might not be the best, but man, we're tough and we got it. We got it. So, and we're getting better each fight. I'm just happy to represent not just only the 808, but the 956 as well. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Is there anything else you would like to share about the fight coming up? If somebody hasn't seen you, on the stage before, why should they come watch?
They should come watch because I bring a different style. I bring that competitiveness. I bring that hunger. Like I said, I got nothing to lose, and I feel like when someone's got nothing to lose, they're dangerous. So this is all learning. Like jujitsu is just a little side quest for me that keeps me busy throughout the year. But ultimately, my main goals in life is coaching kids, helping them get better, and then back to my MMA career and fighting. So yeah, jiu-jitsu, wrestling, like if you guys ever see me do super fights or tournaments, it's just to stay active, stay busy, and keep the blood moving. So
Yeah.
yeah.
When do you think we'll see you again in the Fury Cage?
You will see me probably in the Fury Cage, maybe July or August or towards the end of this year. I don't know. Eric kind of hits me up spontaneously, like this Submission Hunter Pro fight. So yeah, who knows, man? I'm always ready to go, always training, always getting better, always improving. So yeah, man. Whatever comes up, I'll be ready for sure.
Is there anything else you'd like to share?
Yeah, man. I'd just like to shout out to my sponsors, everyone that's been helping me along the way down here, from the 956 to the 808. Some of my sponsors include Fit Kitchen. We got Rambler Clothing Company. We got The Dedicated. We got who else? Who else? We got Sub Zero Cryotherapy, RGV Wrestling, where I'm coaching at currently. Uh, yeah, Sub the Ops. Just a bunch of, all right, guys, catch you later. But just a bunch of guys and a bunch of local businesses down here that definitely been helping me get to where I need to go. And without them, this couldn't be possible. And one more thing, shout out to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Every time I step on the mat or every time I fight, it's for Him and for Him only, and the glory of God. So yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much for making time today. I appreciate you.
Yeah, no problem, man. And can I get your name again?
Yeah, Gardy.
Gardy.
Yeah,
Nice to meet you, Gardy. Hopefully we can do more interviews in the future for
I'm
my
down
next fights.
for sure.
Yeah. All right, man. Aloha, guys. Catch you guys later.
This is
Bye.
Gardy with Clear Life Media, Clear Life Combat. Y'all be blessed.